would you like to get a handout from the government to help guarantee your income? Sounds nice, doesn't it?
Well, that is exactly what's happening as part of a massive farm bill just approved by Congress. I-Team reporter Mark Sayre has been investigating the issue of farm subsidies here in Nevada.
You might be surprised by what he found.
Gary and Paula, the issue of farm subsidies not exactly a top priority issue in an urban area like Las Vegas, but in agricultural areas of the country and also right here in Clark County, they are a hot political issue. And an environmental group says nearly 2,000 local residents benefit from subsidies with farms both near and far. Just an hour from Las Vegas, you will find the hayfields of the Moapa Valley.
What we're doing is cutting alfalfa.
Derek Hardy is driving a swather, cutting hay which will eventually be sold to feed horses throughout the region.
Well, there's not a whole lot to it. Pretty much just drive through and make sure you get it all. Try to make a straight line. Pretty much just like mowing lawns.
The Hardys are fifth-generation Nevada farmers.
I care about the Farm Bill for several reasons. Number one is that everybody likes to eat.
Stan Hardy says even though his hay does not qualify for direct government payments, subsidies are good for consumers.
So indirectly or directly, all the farm produce has to be paid for. Subsidies help control the market so there's not a wide fluctuation in prices.
According to the Environmental Working Group, which seeks to reform the subsidy program, Nevada farmers collected more than $64 million in extra cash from Uncle Sam.
Overall, it's a good policy. I think with all government operations, there's good and bad in it, and there's waste. There's never going to be a nationwide program that there's not waste in.
The group's data also identifies nearly 2,000 urban Las Vegas Valley residents who collect farm subsidies from land they own elsewhere.
Well, it goes back to 1937.
Local pastor Clegg Seth is one of them.
The area we're in, which is between Walla Walla and Spokane, is dryland farming.
His family owns farmland in Washington State, and over the past decade has received more than $500,000 in subsidies tied to conservation efforts.
For me, it was an opportunity to continue to be involved pretty much in full-time ministry, as well as caring for my mom as she was elderly. And just gave me that freedom that I normally wouldn't have had.
This is an irrigation valve.
In unincorporated Clark County, family patriarch Glenn Hardy is the third highest recipient of farm subsidies at nearly $94,000 over the past decade.
When we level the ground, it takes expensive equipment and they'll pay half the price.
Hardy says his government subsidies came from a conservation program. He leveled this field,
So the water goes through evenly, smoothly.
which Hardy says results in lower costs.
We get higher production. We get more production per acre, therefore we can sell it cheaper. In the end, the consumer benefits because they get cheaper food out of the market.
Subsidies or not, Derek Hardy wonders how long his way of life here will still be around.
Town's kind of getting a little overpopulated and the farm ground's kind of depleting, so probably move on to another small farming town and try it again.
So are these farm subsidies sound public policy? We put that question to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, who voted for the Farm Bill last week. That is money which effectively is being given to one group of business people, that is farmers. What if a casino interest or somebody else came to you and said, look, we'd like subsidies for our industry too. Is it really fair?
Well, pretty easy to answer that question. People don't need to gamble, they need to eat. And we have situations where we have a country where we have natural disasters and farm program is wiped out in a certain part of our country. We need that food. We just can't tell them to plow it under and come back some later time.
Now, this is obviously a very partisan issue. Senator Ensign, the Republican senator from Nevada, voted against the bill. Yeah. President Bush is vowing to veto the bill over this whole issue of farm subsidies. And if you want to put in your own zip code or see which ones of your neighbors that you might know are getting these farm subsidies, we set up a link to that database on our website. Just click on that, put in your zip code, and you can see who's around the corner from you.
Very interesting.
In your neighborhood.